Hello, in this video I will demonstrate the vehicle stat workflow that is executed using the type B workflow executor. In the last video I have already shown the vehicle stat workflow. It consists of three branches. So let's go ahead and open the workflow in data view. Okay, so you see the workflow has three branches. And for time's sake, I have already applied map construct to the first task here, max speed per trace, and reduce construct, max to max speed per vehicle. And I have done that the same thing for min speed and brake frequency as well. So now let's go ahead and run the workflow. This time I'll select type B and then just say submit. So as you can see, the workflow is getting executed now and all the temp tables are created. Okay, so now the min speed workflow got executed. Currently the max speed task is getting executed right now. So I think this would be the last step. Okay, so now I think is the brake frequency is getting executed. Please hold on for a minute. Okay, so the workflow got executed successfully. Let's go to our data view. So as you can see, there are 2, 4, 6 data product generated from this workflow, and each one of them are a collection. So let me go back to my notes. So now I'm going to show the input and output for each one of those map and reduce tasks. So I have already put the list here because this workflow is a little more complicated than the previous one, and hence we need to look at the input and output more closely. So first let's look at max speed per trace. That is the first task. Okay, then I have applied a map construct, and then a reduce construct is applied on the max speed per vehicle. So we will talk about that in a minute. Let me go ahead and change these into reduce. So for max speed per trace, the input is OpenXCC1. So let me show you the input in those data nodes. So first let's look at the data node 1. I'll go to collectional DPS. So that's the first input. Okay, and then you see there is only one row here. That's the input of the first map. What is the output of the first map? It's max speed per vehicle 16. So you see that is right here. I mean max speed per trace, it should be, I think it's incorrectly put there. So I think the output is max speed per trace. Let me go and open that one. Okay, so you see there is one row there. Let me copy that. So that's max speed per trace. Then you have, we modify quickly this one. Max speed per trace, right? So let me show you the second map. That's data node 1. Let's go to data node 2. Go to collectional DPS. Again, the second input for the map is this one right here. You have 2 rows, and then the output is this right here. You have again 2 rows, right? You have the maximum speed. Okay, and then and so on. So the third input, let me show you the third input just in case. So once we go here to the third input, go to collectional DPS. So the third input for the map is this one right here. So you can see 1 2 3 4 rows here. And then what's the output of this map? It's this one right here. So you have again four rows with the maximum speed, right? Okay. All right, so that's the first task. The second task is a reduce task, which is reduce max speed per vehicle. So again, let me show you all the individual inputs for those maps, for those reduce. So let me go to this, let's go to the first data node. This is the first data node. So what is the input of that reduce stage? The input is output underscore, not that, I think, yeah, this is a little bit not correct. So let me look at the correct one. Max speed per vehicle. So max speed per vehicle, there is no partition assigned to data node 1. That is why it's empty. So let's go ahead and see in data node 2. So you see here, so we have this one. Again, you have a total of 6 rows here. So that's the input of the first reduce. And what is the output of the first reduce? You see it right here, max speed per vehicle. Again, you would have 2 entries here because it's 1 and 3, and then you reduce it by vehicle and we get the maximum speed. So when I go to data node 3, you have the input of the reduce right here that has only 1 row in it, and then you have the output of the second reduce is this one right here. You have 1 row, and the key is a vehicle and value is a max speed scalar value. Okay, so those are the individual inputs and outputs for max speed per trace and per vehicle. Okay, so now let me show you for min speed per trace. Again, let me go to data node 1. That's data node 1. And for min speed per trace, as you see from the workflow diagram, min speed per trace takes the input OpenXEC1, and hence your input is, the first input is OpenXEC1, and you can see there is a 1 row here, and the output of that is min speed per trace, again 1 row, right? And let's go to data node 2. Data node 2, let me see, yeah. So then again you have OpenXEC1. This time you have 2 rows here, and min speed per trace, you have 2 rows. Okay, so that's the second map, and so on. So let me show you all these data that I have already populated from my run, and so all these have been created. All these intermediate data has been created, and then you can see the eventual output, the final output, which is in our master node. You can go to collectional DPS, and then we can see these are the outputs generated by the workflow. This is break frequency per trace, break frequency per vehicle, max speed per trace, per vehicle, and then min speed per trace, and this is finally for the vehicle, min speed per vehicle, right? So I validated the correctness by running it on one machine, and then I get the same result that I got it from one data view server machine. I get the same result when I also run it in type B as well. So the results matched, and hence I validated the correctness. Okay, thank you for watching this video, and as a next step I'm going to connect these tasks to larger data size, 1 GB, 2 GB, and up to 5 GB, and then I'm going to monitor or log the time taken, the measurements. So I will do that as a next video. Thank you for watching this video.